authority of the God of Israel, Jehovah, right? So that's why they're asking them, what power did you do this? Oh, Jake, you're back here. What's up, Jake?
What's up, Sammy?
What's going on, buddy? Why'd you come on, dude?
What's going on, man? I see you're calling out William Albrecht.
Buddy, why you want to change the topic? I'm talking about Court in Acts 21.
No, I want to see how honest you are.
I want to see how honest you are. Don't try to come in
Acts 21?
Jake, don't act tough here, brother.
About Acts 21?
Yeah, because Cora mentioned Acts 21:26. Do you know what I'm talking about, Jake?
What does that have to do with me?
Yeah, that's right. What does it do? So what are you doing here?
I'm here because you're challenging William Albrecht on his bad arguments, but you don't challenge people like Avery who use fake quotes.
Buddy, why are you guys picking on Avery? What's your problem, Jake?
Because if he uses fake quotes, he should be called out for it, right?
And what's your proof? I don't know he uses fake quotes. I don't follow these.
He used a fake quote in a discussion with me about Justin Martyr.
What was the fake quote, dude?
It was he read a chapter heading that was from New Advent and passed it off as Justin's words, which they weren't.
And that's your entire case against him? A fake
quote?
No,
that's just one example.
Well, wait, hold on. You just said, hold on, I'm going to go by your words because I've caught you misquoting sources like you did with Eusebius. We'll get there, but don't change the topic. He's quoting to you what's on New Advent. It's there, and you're blaming him for not realizing it's not.
No, I don't think he was reading it from New Advent. I think he was reading it.
You just said it's from New Advent.
No, you're misunderstanding, Sam. He said Justin Martyr says X, and then he reads what is actually a chapter heading, and it's not the words of Justin Martyr.
Why would it be his fault in assuming that the chapter heading is written by Justin Martyr? That's your best case?
What do you mean? He's not assuming it's written by Justin Martyr. The fact is
you just said the chapter heading, so he's going to.
But I don't think he was reading it from there. I think somebody fed him the source, and he didn't know where it was from.
Buddy, can you make up your mind, Jake? Jake, let me repeat what you said, so I hear you. You just said. I'm going to repeat. Be patient.
We can look at it. It's only 40 seconds long.
Buddy, it's not looking at it. It's your accusation of Avery. Let me repeat what you said. He quoted.
Put the link here for you. Go ahead.
Cut me off again, Jake.
I said I put the link for you. That's all I said.
Do you want me to repeat what you said? You said he quoted a fake quote from Justin Martyr.
Yeah.
It wasn't Justin Martyr. It was the chapter heading from New Advent. Say, I heard you. So then how are you blaming him, Jake, for assuming the chapter heading would have been something that Justin wrote in his book and that Justin included it in his Greek? That's not a fake quote.
The reason is because when he's informed, let's say he made a mistake, an honest mistake. Once he's informed that this is not actually Justin's words, he should come out and say he made a mistake, right?
And why do you assume that he has to do that?
Because just as you said earlier, when you were mentioning Armstrong as compared to William, when somebody makes a mistake, they're supposed to let their audience know they made a mistake.
No, I give him a free pass. He's young and he's learning, so why should he do that?
You
he
see
saw
this
it on the He see that. No, Jake, I know you're trying. You're changing the subject. Don't tap dance because I'm going to now shish kebab you because we're going to get into a topic. Don't run. The difference between Avery, he's young and he's learning.
He's William young and dumb.
But at the same token, I want to call you out for your misuse of Justin Martyr and Eusebius. Are you ready for your shish kebab?
Where's my fake quote? Where did I use a fake quote?
What did you say Eusebius said about the Holy Spirit? Let me bring up the article because I wrote it for you. I'm going to shish kebab you.
Oh,
what did you say Eusebius, your friend Greggy and Staffy? You know, remember Staffy, your buddy?
You love Staffy. Come on.
Oh, I do. I actually like him. I do. I think he's a little weird because he talks about my body parts. But that's what did you say Eusebius said about the Holy Spirit?
He says that the Holy Spirit was brought into existence.
And what's the context of that statement?
Hold up. Let me bring up the quote.
Let me bring it up too. I got it right here.
I'll bring it up.
I have the book in front of me, in fact. Hold on. Let me just get
it. Here's the problem, Sam.
No,
this is going to really... Eusebius is not your friend.
Eusebius is not your friend.
I know that. That's true.
Okay, and yet Eusebius you take his words out of context. I know what he says, that the Spirit was brought into being, John 1:3. So did Basil, St. Basil, say the same argument. But what's the context of that? What's the context?
I'm pulling up the quote. Give me a second.
I'll bring up the book for you. In fact, hold on. I have the entire.
I will, but I'm going to read it as well.
Here you go. Here it is, right here.
1 second.
There you go, right here. There's the book, page 314, right?
Again, just give me a second. I'm just pulling it up here. Let's see.
Yep, there's the book right here. Everyone see I got the book, but I'm going to show you so I don't think I'm misquoting. All right. Let me get you the article, Eusebius on the Holy Spirit.
So you believe Eusebius was an Orthodox Trinitarian, right?
Yep, I don't judge him by later Trinitarian definitions and debates. I take them where they're at, and I meet them where they're at, because he's dealing with Marcellus. What was the context of his debate with Marcellus? What was he trying to
He was concerned that Marcellus is falling into modalism.
You got it. And so what does he have to do to try to refute it? To affirm the distinction between Father, Son, and Spirit, right?
734. Yeah, it's on page. You said 314?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. So
exactly. So because I had it. Okay, so what comes right immediately before that?
1 second.
Right before 314 that you quoted.
I'm looking in my documents.
It begins at page 304. The discussion on the Holy Spirit begins at page 304.
Yeah, but what does the actual quote say that I quoted?
Yeah, oh, no, I'm going to read the context, buddy. I don't take snippets.
Let's read what that quote says.
Yeah, well, we're going to read from the context and all the way there. Take it easy. Let me get the article. Take it easy, man. You're not going anywhere.
And you know the author, the translators of the text agree with me and not you, right?
No, actually they don't, because I have
they do
them in here. Yeah, buddy, read for me right here. I give you the Greek. First, Eusebius speaks of the Spirit as being with the Father before time. Now I'm giving you what this author says, and we're going to go to the context. We're going to go to context.
Yeah, but what does the author say about the passage I quoted?
We're going to get there. He is talking about it, buddy. It's right here. He's talking about John 1:3. And he's talking about here, using John 1:3. He's talking about it, and how people like you misread it, don't understand. I know what you're referring to, and then we're going to go to the actual quotes and context. See, this author is right.
I'm misreading who? I'm also misreading the authors who translated the text?
Just like you did with Justin Martyr, assuming that because an author says X, he's correctly understood what Justin is saying. I'm showing you can quote any authors. I just quoting you another author that says your authors are misunderstanding him. So the appeal to authority doesn't work, Jake.
Sam, you're the one who used that translation.
I know I did. And I'm going to go there to show you that this author's assessment of the Greek is right.
Okay, now, so did those two
authors translated the text? Let's read.
Did the two authors that you
Let's read.
Did they agree with me?
Like Kikuchu did to you. I know you're scared.
Did they agree with me? They agree with me.
Eusebius speaks of the Spirit as being with the Father before time, using imagery from Daniel 7:10. The Holy Spirit too having stood eternally. Read the Greek for me.
Hold on, I'm not even looking at it.
It's right here. The Greek. You won't find it in the translation.
I can't read Greek. Why are you asking me to read that?
Well, let me read it for you. I don't know that. Take it easy, man. Take it
I never claimed to read Greek.
All right. Paristos ai. Paristos ai means what?
And I can't see you now. But
you can't.
Go
why?
ahead.
Why can't you see?
I can only see the actual screen. I can't see you, but go ahead.
No, forget me. I'm putting the thing so you can see it. Paristos ai. The Holy Spirit too having stood eternally. Now they translated always. In your translation, they say always stood, but he's telling you always means eternally, i.e. the negation. Always, no beginning. Paristos ai. So now explain to me what it means in the context of Eusebius to say that the Spirit has eternally stood before God, and then saying that the Son brought him into being.
Which passage is this, by the way? What chapter is that?
All right, let me go to my article. Let me get the article, buddy. Take it easy, man. You came at the wrong time.
No, I want to bring it up in this book. So
yeah, I know. I'm trying to get. It's from pages 304 to 314. Let me open up my article that I quote so I can find it. Be patient, my friend. I love you, man. I love you, my brother, humanity. I swear. Just let me get there, because you came at the last minute here. This is the book you have, Against Marcellus and Ecclesiastical Theory. All right.
Correct. I'm on page 304, you said, correct?
304 to 314. But hold on.
Yeah.
We're going to read context. There you go. Now I'm going to go find it. Here, they translate it, and I'm going to go to the book itself. According to the same line of reasoning, the Holy Spirit too, having always stood. And then I put in parentheses the Greek, or having stood eternally, paristos ai. Now let me get the book. I'm going to find the book for you. Hold on, brother. My brother in humanity. Shoot, man. What's up? Let me get it, man. Too many pages open. Take it easy.
To confirm, Sporel and Vincent agree with my interpretation, correct?
No, I'd have to go reread what they said. Be careful, dude. I can't just say yes or no. I have to reread.
I'll give you the quote from the same book. You have it right there.
Okay, yeah. And then we'll read it in context to see what they said. But let me get the book itself, man. Shoot, bro. Shoot. Let me get the book, homie. Now I even lost the book. Damn it. Where the hell is the book? It's right here. Okay. All right. La 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 la.
Sam, we can get to this in a second, but do you know that Eusebius was actually condemned at an ecumenical council? Are you aware of that?
I'm sure. Like Origen was. I know.
He was. So what do you say about that?
I say that just like Origen's condemned, but you have others that say that Origen, though condemned, he's misunderstood, because you know that Jerome and Rufinus went at it over Origen, correct?
And who was correct, your patron saint or Rufinus?
Athanasius says Origen was a Trinitarian, used them against Arius. So just because he's my patron saint, he's always right? Come on, dude. You're smarter than that.
So are you saying he was wrong?
In the case of Origen's Trinitarianism, yes.
Okay, but what about the ecumenical council?
Well, what do you want me to say? You want me to say they're wrong?
Well, I mean, you're supposed.
Give me the link. No. Give me the link so I can read what they say. What did they condemn him for? That he used homoousias? Homoousias? Is that what they're condemning him for?
No, hold on a second. They're calling him an Arian.
No, homoousias is a term which accused them being semi-Arian, right?
You can use that term in English if you want, but yeah, it means that they're like in essence, not
yes.
the same.
Why did he use homoousias? What was his problem?
I'm not saying that. All I'm asking you is,
why did they condemn him? Give me the reason.
I can read it for you if you want to pull up the link right now. I can send it to you.
We're going to bring it up. Hold on. Let me get the quote for you. I can only do so much for you, dude. You want me to bring the quote, right?
Well, I thought you were a multitasker.
No, man. I can't, because I have 10 links open at the same time.
I know.
So I'm trying to keep up, because you came at the last minute instead of telling me, hey, I'll come on this day. We can do it. That's all right, though. I'm going to follow you.
You never invited me.
I've never told you, dude, hey, let's debate these topics and let's set it up.
Dude, I will debate on Eusebius any day.
You always want to debate me on logic, and you know that I am not a logician, bro.
No, I just said yeah. I will debate you on, was Eusebius a Trinitarian?
Oh, beautiful. Okay. According to the same, here it is, page 307. Open it up, read it for me.
1 second. 307. Starting at another
time. At another time. Read that for me.
I'm looking at that. And at another time, he revealed this about himself through a parable, saying, a sower went out to sow. For from what place did he go forth, if not from the inmost realms of the paternal divinity? According to the same line of reasoning, the Holy Spirit, too, having always stood by the throne of God.
You see that phrase?
You want me to stop?
No, because that's what you want to see if I quote it correctly. Having always stood.
Having always stood by the throne of God.
Yeah, what's the word always? That was the Greek word that I gave you.
Okay. But what does that have to do with what these guys are saying here?
It means that he is uncreated. That's the point.
So how do you
hold on, let me give you the 30 so I don't think I'm making it up.
Go ahead. I'm not cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I don't want you to think I'm making it up.
So it's hard to tell when you're talking. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, brother. It's okay, brother in humanity. This is what I like you when you're nice, dude. Shoot. Why can't we be nice?
I'm always nice guy, Sam.
I don't know, man. You take some shots, man. You've taken some shots.
Yeah, well, you've taken plenty of shots, Sam.
Boss, if you go back to it, I don't start stuff. People egg me on and I begin. Now here it is. First, Eusebius speaks of the Spirit as being with the Father before time, using imagery from Daniel 7:10, the Holy Spirit too, having stood eternally. Did you catch it? The phrase I means before time.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, they have in the text Daniel 7 there.
What is, yes, because he's saying that when Eusebius mentions the Spirit standing, he's saying, unlike the others, he has eternally stood before the throne of God. This is the context. And the Greek confirms it. Paristos ai, before time. So explain to me how the Spirit can be brought into being if he is before time. This is the Greek of Eusebius.
Because many authors, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Explain it. I'm just waiting for you.
Yeah, many authors had this idea that the Son or the Holy Spirit or both were brought into existence before the creation of the world for the purpose of creation. That's a very common belief.
Not necessarily correct. When they say brought into being, no, they didn't believe they were brought into being creatio ex nihilo. They came out of God.
But the passage. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I know what you're talking about. The view of the ante-Nicene fathers was the Word, the reason in God, as well as the Spirit, were in him. They came out of him, not from nothing. So it's not a creation, creatio ex nihilo. This is why it can be said that the Spirit has always, timelessly stood before God. So explain that to me.
I just gave you my explanation.
No, that's not an explanation, because you argued creatio ex nihilo, to be brought into being.
No, the word. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so the passage that I quoted literally says he would be the maker and fashioner, speaking of Christ, the Son, of all created things, both visible and invisible, and surely also of the very existence of the counseling Spirit. For all things were made through him. So how is that a misquote?
Yes, because there's a distinction. The word
created, right?
Very easy. No. There's a distinction between something being brought into existence from nothing, creatio ex nihilo, but something being brought forth out of something. So when the Son is said to have brought the Spirit into being, it's not creatio ex nihilo, it's out of God. So he's affirming the filioque. This is why you went to 3:14, but if you read him in context and read him earlier, he is quite clear to distinguish the Spirit, quote unquote, coming into being from creatures that are created from nothing. The Spirit is of God. That's why he has eternally stood before God. So the coming into, quote unquote, being is not an act of creating something non-existent.
Okay, can you help me understand this passage then when he says in that same text on 3:14, I quoted you the beginning part, and then at the end he repeats the same thing and says, but the counseling Spirit would be neither God nor Son, since he himself, hold on a second, it's just one sentence, but since he himself has not also received his generation from the Father as the Son has, but as one of those things brought into existence through the Son, because all things were made through him, and without him not one thing was made. So to me, on a straightforward reading, he's explicitly denying what you said of the filioque. He says that the Holy Spirit did not receive his generation from the Father.
Nope. I mean, you can read it the way you want. Let me repeat.
But he says, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
I read the context. If you read before and after, he's refuting Marcellus, who thinks Father, Son, and Spirit are simply three names of a single hypostasis. And in order to refute that, he's showing, no, the Son is not the Father. He's begotten of the Father. And the Spirit is not the Son, because he comes through the Son. So to show that the Son and the Spirit are distinct, he attributes the generation, I don't want to use the term generation, wrong term, procession, let's say. Let's use the term procession. Of the Spirit through the Son, because even John 1:3, you know the Greek, dia, it is the preposition of agency, instrumental cause. So that doesn't help your case, because if it comes through the Son, it means it comes from the Father through the Son. That makes my point. John 1:3, it's the preposition di. Dia is the instrumental cause, meaning that the Son is an agent through whom these things come into be. That's the filioque. He's not writing in English, he's writing in Greek. And do you know the difference with the preposition dia?
In Greek, you said?
Yes, because he's writing in Greek, John 1:3, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's what he's basing.
What is the word used through the Son? It's dia, that is instrumental cause. That's not denying he comes out of the Father through the Son. The preposition itself is instrumental cause, that the Son is the agent through whom these things come to be. You're not making your case. Here, let me show you the Greek.
Sam, you said that I misquoted, or well, I don't want to misquote you now. Did you say that I misunderstood the translator's position as well?
I have to remember what the translator said, so I want to be careful because I read them, and then I didn't reread.
Just look at it very quickly, and you give me your thoughts.
Let's not go there. Hold on, man. I know you want to go to the author's appeal to authority, but I gave you another authority.
No, that's not. I'm showing you that I'm.
Okay, let's stick with the Greek.
That's not the reason. But can I explain to you my reason? That's not the reason. The reason is because I'm trying to show that my interpretation is represented in scholarship so that you don't accuse me of just making this idea up. I didn't just make it up on my own.
And I will be, sake of charity, say, I will then show it's a fallacious appeal to authority, because when you have other authorities that disagree, then that means we go to the text. And I'm showing you the text. Now let's go to the text. Here's what John 1:3 says. Panta di aftu agenitu. That preposition D, and ask your buddy Greggy, who loves me, Staffy, the guy who loves me, by the way.
Why don't you bring him on? We could all be together.
Buddy, can we set it up? And we'll bring it on. If you're going to be friendly, I'll bring you on, because I'm trying to do Cora. I'm trying to respond to Cora. So if you give me a date, I'll bring you on, man. We'll have this conversation. If you give me like this, I'll be cool.
Okay, so go ahead. I'll let you finish about John. Go ahead. And then I just want you to give me a chance to show you what I'm saying these guys are saying. You can disagree with them, but I'm just showing you that I'm not pulling this out of my hat.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I'm not going to disagree with you. I'll say, all right, yeah. But it's like when you quoted the Eastern Orthodox who said Justin Martyr thought that Christ came into being or was a secondary God and not equal to God. Remember that?
That was John Bear, yeah.
Yes. So I wrote a response to Bear, and I did a session responding to him, because I don't care what scholars say. I look at their evidence. So, okay, I'm going to grant you that they said that, and they assume there's a tension in Eusebius's pneumatology. Okay, granted. But then I quote another scholar who says that's a misreading, because if you read him in context, that's not what he's saying. Then I look at the evidence, and the evidence is those scholars you quote are wrong. Now, John 1:3, let me make the point. John 1:3 right here. You see, and ask Greggy Staffy, who loves me. He even uses this to show that Christ is not the creator, even though he's butchering the use of the preposition D. D aftu, this is the prepositional phrase for instrumental cause, meaning everything is coming from the Father through the Son. Since this is what is being quoted by Eusebius, that the Spirit comes through the Son, it is affirming the filioque, because it's through the Son, not from the Son.
Okay, so yes. You consider yourself to be a Catholic. So as a Catholic, is appealing to an ecumenical council fallacious?
No, if that's what they said, they'll say, okay, Eusebius, sucks being you. I mean, what do you want me to do?
Okay. I mean, so can we, do you want to look at that now, or you want me to send you the link?
Where is it? Because I got to see what they say, why they condemn it. Is it for the use of homoousios? Because even Athanasius says that Eusebius had to admit that the teaching that Christ is timelessly begotten is ancient. So from what I gather, and I have to be cautious, Eusebius ended up admitting his mistake in using that term and aligned himself with the way Nicene Trinitarianism was articulated, because his student Eusebius, who was taught by Eusebius of Caesarea, comes and then fully articulates the Trinity in line with Nicene Trinitarianism. His own student. I did the homework here. Here it is. Let me show you his student. But if the council says it, I got to shut up. I'm not my own authority. I'm not my own pope. But nonetheless, let me show you his student. His direct student in defending the Trinity argues along Nicene Trinitarian language. But let me just get you, because like I said, I got to look for this stuff.
I'm going to put I'm putting the link here in the private chat, and then you can just click on it when you're ready.
Let me just find it, though. Give me a second, man. Too many articles, brother. I can't keep up. Anyway, man, listen, my apologies. You seem like to be a sweet guy. So let's keep it respectful between you and me. I don't want to be.
I'm being respectful.
I know. That's what I'm saying. My apologies. Let's keep it this way so we can have fruitful conversations. Capiche? Let me find it for you, though.
Okay.
I'm just got to find, brother. Give me, man, too many articles, man. You should have given me a heads up. Say, hey, man, I'll be on this time. But give me a second. Let me see if I can find it, or I'm just gonna have to go to my.
Sam, I can't give you a free copy of my book. Sorry, buddy.
Why not, man?
You're gonna have to purchase it.
Boss, I'm not rich, dude. You know I'm in ministry, bro.
You're rich.
Really?
Oh yeah, you're big time rich. I know.
How much do I make, dude?
Well, I don't want to put it out there. That's for you to say.
I would like to know how rich I am. Tell me. What do you mean, rich?
Hey, you're more rich than I am. That's for sure.
I don't know about that, bro. They say that you're getting.
I live on a rooftop, buddy.
Huh?
I live on a rooftop in Marrakesh.
All right. Well, I don't know, man. They tell me. I don't know. Like, you see, rumors about me, rumors about you. Now, this is the article by Eusebius of Amisa. He is the direct student of Eusebius of Caesarea. And he's writing after Eusebius, and he affirms the Nicene Trinitarian formulation, articulation of the Trinity. And he is the very student of Eusebius of Caesarea. So if I have one of his students who clearly affirms Son and Spirit are not creatures, even though there's relational subordination because the Father is the source and the Spirit comes through the Son, then that only bolsters the claim of that author that Eusebius is not teaching that the Spirit is a creature, especially when he says he's always timelessly standing before the throne of God. But nonetheless, let me get your link. Let's see what they say.
Yeah, okay, it's well, there's a couple places, but I sent you one link.
All right, right here. Let's go here.
So if you click on that link,
all right, then I'm gonna have to say, all right, Eusebius is gone.
If you click on that link and then you type in Control F Eusebius.
All right. They who were garrulous against holy images have brought Eusebius forward in their favor in a letter which he wrote to Constantia. Now let's see what were the sentiments of Eusebius. So this is about images. So you want me to skip this?
No. It's about images because these are the acts of the Seventh Ecumenical Council, but they relate it to his what they consider to be subordinationist and Arian position. But can you put it on the screen so we can all?
Yeah, it is on the screen, dude. Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought it was. Not. Okay, man. Bro, forgive me, man. Bro, forgive me, Holmes. Shoot, I thought it was there, man.
No,
man, you are one tough cookie, man. Can't be satisfied, huh?
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Let's go here. So this is it. Stephen the monk reads, letter of Eusebius Pamphilus to Euphration.
Yeah, just to be clear, before we continue, Eusebius Pamphilus, that's another way of referring to Eusebius of Caesarea. He's the same person. I just want to be clear on that.
Yeah, for everyone else. I confess. Now, this is Eusebius writing? This is it, right?
That's what Stephen the monk is quoting, yeah.
Okay. I confess all things to my Lord. And after other comments, he continues, we say that the Son was not coexistent with the Father. The Father existed before the Son. For if they were both coexistent, how can the Father be the Father and the Son the Son? How can the one be the first, the other the second, the one begotten, the other unbegotten? For if the two persons were to be considered equally, in like manner coexistent and equal in honor, then as I said before, both must be unbegotten or both begotten. But neither of these is true, that both were unbegotten or that both were begotten. It follows that the first be accounted superior in dignity and rank to the second, as having been the cause of existence to the second, and of existence in such a manner. So they're condemning him for this?
Yeah, and then it continues. Watch, he says, can we admit this? Is a response.
By no means, my Lord. This man is more hateful. All right, so they're saying, okay.
Okay,
Stephen
and then
Lee,
it continues around, and then it continues. Far be it from any Christian man to speak this, and
okay.
it continues on and on. But in a number of places, then if you scroll down further, it says the Holy Council says anathema to such books and to all who make use of them.
Even Origin, right? All right, there you go. Yeah, so if they condemned him, then he's condemned. There's not much I can say. Even though, if you ask me, those statements from his book, what he meant, he wasn't trying to say the Son is a creature. However, if the council condemns him, I cannot stand against the council. That's it. So I can't.
But
You want me to go against
Sam, but then Sam, wouldn't you have to admit that maybe your interpretation is incorrect and that the people at the council got it right? I mean, that's
well, I mean, look, you put me in a hard place. I'm not a Protestant who just sits in condemnation of ecumenical councils. So I'd have to just say, all right, if they condemn him, they condemn him. That's it. I can't go beyond that. If I was a Protestant, I would say they're wrong, right? But I'm not a Protestant.
right. I know, but that's why I'm bringing it to you, because
okay,
I would bring it.
I have to concede.
Okay, I would bring it to, for example, you or Eastern Orthodox. Obviously, it wouldn't work on a Protestant.
Yeah, Oriental Orthodox either, right?
Yeah, because they're before this.
Okay,
This is
well, I have to concede. Listen, I got to concede. I can't. I'm not here to win a debate. I'm here to try to be honest. So if I hold to the ecumenical councils, I'm stuck. You got me, Jake.
No, look, dude, I don't care. I mean, we could. It's about the truth of the matter.
There's no debate on Eusebius. Forget about it. I got to concede.
Yeah, if you're willing to admit you're wrong, that's totally fine. I do want to say that this isn't the only place in the council he's mentioned where he's harshly criticized. There's also other places. I list pretty much all of them in my book, and I highlight them. So
I'll buy an e-copy of your book then. All right, Jake, I have to concede, friend. I can't because I'm not a Protestant, so I can't do it. So if they said he's wrong, he's wrong. So you got it, my man. Now, when you see me, you're going to hug me, right? As a brother in humanity, you're not going to be angry with me.
I don't know if I'm ever going to see you.
But you're coming to America for debates. So I may come and see you.
I will be in Dallas, Texas in July for the next event.
Okay. I may see you. Pray for me. Listen, we'll be praying for your health. Now, all joking aside, how's your health? Tell people so they can pray for you.
My health is fairly steady at the moment.
Let people know what you have. They may not know your condition.
Yeah, I have MS, which is a progressive disease. So right now, the best, I mean, they don't have any cure for it. There's none known to man anyway. But the best medication that they use is just to try to slow the progression of the disease. So that's what I'm on. I'm on the best available medication. And over the last year or so, it's stabilized. So as of now, the doctors tell me it's not progressively getting worse, which is the goal anyway.
All right. By the grace of God. And also, people don't know, you have a godly Catholic mother, right?
My mother is Catholic, yep. And I spoke to her recently the other day. Of course, she's my mother, so I still love and respect her. But she's actually become more religious and more, imbibed in her Catholic faith over the past few years, because I had a brother who passed away very tragically, and that she became more religious through that, and that was about 7 years ago. So yeah, she goes to church every week, at least once a week, and she tells me she's praying for me, but I told her to stop praying to Mary. But
all right, well, yeah, we got it. People may not know, as a Salafi, you don't accept intercession, but you had a debate with Daniel about it. There are some Muslims who do have a concept of intercession of saints like us.
That's correct. And I view them as deeply problematic, but that's a whole nother story. Yeah. But yeah, my mother's Catholic. My whole family's Catholic. I grew up Catholic. To be fair, I never was confirmed as a Catholic. I don't know if people know about the sacraments in detail, all the viewers, but I made all of the sacraments up until confirmation. I was a bad boy, so they said that I wasn't ready. And I was happy, because then I was thinking, well, I don't have to go back to Sunday school again. But so I don't like to pass it off as if I was this former Christian who was an expert in the faith. Most of my knowledge has come through my own personal studies after converting. So I don't, I don't try to use that as a, ex-Catholic card or anything like that. But
you got it, man.
Yeah, I did tag you, Sam, before I came on. I just want to let you know, because we go back in Twitter sometimes, back and forth on Twitter.
No more. I won't do that.
No tag you. I know, but that's why I'm letting you know here. I did tag you in a post right before I came online. So keep that in mind that it was before I came on here. And the context, I just want to be clear. The context was because I was watching you. And I was saying, okay, good. He's actually criticizing some of William's bad arguments. I do that with Muslims. I mean, if you see myself, but I do that with Muslims. So I respect when other Christians do that. But at the same time, I think it's harder when it's people you really love and care about, right? Let's be honest. And so, and that's why I'm pushing you slightly to say, hey, look at the clip.
Jake, I can't. He's young. Give him time, man.
Yeah, but Sam, what I'm telling you is, just as you, okay, and we have not been friends. You just admitted live that, okay, Jake's got a point here on this one specific thing. No problem. Avery could simply say, hey, I read it quickly or I misquoted it and whatever. And then that would be the end of it. But me, if a person can't do that once it's clear, then I can't trust them. I lose trust. How can I trust in that person? At least you admitted, okay, Jake, you got a point, buddy. The big deal.
I can't go against you. You got me there, man. You destroyed me, dude. Shoot. That's it.
But what I'm saying, Sam, is if you did that to me on the reverse, you showed me something clear and I denied it and I lied about it, then you would say, well, I can't trust you, Jake. You're just you're dishonest. So that's why
I'll look into it and see what happens. But my difference with him, I'm not trying to justify it. He's still young. He's green, because I'm 54, Jake. When I was 20 and 30, if I could talk to my younger self, I would have told myself, do things differently. The reason why I hold William to a higher standard is because he's been in it for over 20 years in Catholic apologetics. So when someone's been doing it for years, like David Wood, I hold them to a higher standard.
But you see, David hasn't even attempted to study. He's in his own category. But I just want to show people this really quick. This is Justin Martyr's text. And you can see on the bottom, chapter 128. There's no, for people who look into this, what Avery quoted was a passage in chapter 128. But he started off and he said, Justin says again, and he read the chapter heading at the top of 128. As you can see in this text, there is no chapter heading because, that's just New Advent's, essentially their explanation of the text.
Yeah.
Justin didn't have chapter headings. What Avery did, and I'm not calling him a liar, but I'm saying, okay, maybe he made a mistake. I think somebody gave him the quote and he just read it and he didn't know. So the chapter heading he read, and then he continued, he jumped from the chapter heading to the middle of chapter 128. He didn't even start out at the top. And he just continued it as if it was one continuous quote, which it was not. Half of it was from Justin. The other was New Advent's interpretation that was not Justin's words. So that's all I'm saying.
I'll look into it, Jake. I'll look into it, man.
Yeah. Anyway, so keep that in mind. I made that post before I came on. But anyway.
No, don't worry about it. I'm not going to be, listen, I hate Twitter. It's toxic. I try to avoid it. But then I go and I see people attacking me, like a guy took clips of me supposedly using the N-word when that's a lie from the pit of hell. Never did that.
Oh, yeah, I actually saw that. You were referencing, I think, who was it, Jay Dyer or?
Tazariak was using
the guy who,
Tazariak was using the N-word against Jay Dyer. And Tazariak also was calling him, you've came to N University. And then someone in the comments section was using it where I was reading those comments.
Yeah.
So, but Twitter is toxic, man. Twitter's toxic.
Can I be honest with you, Sam? I was actually thinking about using that clip against you. And then I looked at it and I said, no, that's actually not fair because he's actually quoting what the other guy said.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
But this was months ago, wasn't it? Wasn't that
one of them when I was 200 pounds. I got fat, Jake. But I'm trying to lose weight again. We'll see. But anyway, man, listen, I love you as my brother in humanity. Forgive me for being harsh. I'm going to try to tone it down. See, this is the Jake I like. We can talk. But there's no point in Eusebius. The council says it. I got to shut up. Thank you, Jake.
Okay. I'll
thank you, man. You just got me to have to say, all right, ecumenical council, I got to shut up.
I will, you know what I'll do? I'll make a post on my Twitter and I'll tag you in it just to give you the links, because there's another link, and I'll just put the quotes and then people can read it.
And then you can clip this, say, hey, Sam has to bow down to the Ecumenical Council.
Well, I respect that, because I think, I mean, I posted the other day, I think this sola scriptura stuff is nonsense. Obviously, I'm not a Christian, but I think the Protestant position is the weakest out of all of them. I mean, they can't explain how they get the canon without the church. I mean, that's just the reality of the matter. And they don't have any way. I was actually at the debate between Trent Horn and what's his
Anthony
name?
Rogers.
Anthony Rogers. Yeah. And I had a good conversation with both of them afterwards. We actually went out to eat and we were all sitting together. But I told Trent, the Protestants they can't win this debate. It's like, you know, I just don't see it. They have no good response to
We saw the picture. You guys were at In-N-Out Burger. Steve had a picture of all you guys. In-N-Out Burger.
Yes.
With Matt Slick, everyone else.
Yep.
All right, my brother in humanity. I'm going to finish my response to Cora, and we'll see what happens. Well, there's no debate. You win. Eusebius is condemned.
Okay. All right. I'll just want to let you know I'm going to make a post where I just
you can clip this too. Say Sam.
Where I put the links so you can.
And also, when you put the clips of Sam concedes and submits to the Ecumenical Council, he admits he loses. I can't. You got me.
Fine. All right. Take care, Sam.
Appreciate you. We'll be praying for God's peace. Love you, my brother in humanity. Forgive me for being harsh.
All right. You take care.
Take care, buddy. There you go. All right. I can't go against an ecumenical council, guys. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to go against the ecumenical council? If it, you know, you see he had it here. What do you want me to do, guys? Right? Yeah. All right, so what do you want me to do? If this is an ecumenical council, then I can't condemn, I can't go against it, right? Yep. What you want me to do, guys? What did I say? I'm trying to practice what I preach, right? Didn't I tell you? I try to practice what I preach. I cannot debate for the sake of winning an argument. I have to be true. Now, if you're Oriental Orthodox, you're blessed because you don't accept the Seventh Ecumenical Council. Yeah. So the Origen, Eusebius, they're condemned. We know that. But Eusebius' Trinitarianism, if you read in context, can be reconciled. But if the Ecumenical Council says, nope, condemned, we don't use this language, I got to concede. What do you want me to do, guys? What do you want me to do? Anyway, what can I do? So that's why maybe, you know, you're into Orthodox, you're onto something. Oh, what a day, huh? What a day. I can't go against an ecumenical council. Then I'd be a Protestant Catholic. Then I'd be my own Pope. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to go against the councils? Then that means I'm a fake. I don't believe in Catholicism or Eastern Orthodoxy. The only advantage is if you're Oriental Orthodox, you don't accept this council. No, yeah, he's amazing. His the way he debates, he's very respectful, but it's on Twitter where it gets harsh. So what do you want me to do? There you go. The articles are there. The articles stand. You'll see that Eusebius in context, what he's saying. But since the council says we condemn it nonetheless because the language is something we will not use, we will not embrace, right? Okay, what can I do? I'll look at it later and see, but it is what it is. There you go. Now, you guys want me to finish? I'm trying to practice what I preach. I don't want to win debates because, you know, of ego. I want to be honest to truth, honest to the Lord, honest to facts. I hope at least you saw I'm trying to model that in myself, right? I hope at least you see I'm trying to model that in myself. I'm trying to practice what I preach, and that's it. So the only ones that can defend Eusebius's Trinitarianism, Oriental Orthodox. You got it, guys. There you go. There you go. All right. Are we ready? You want me to finish my response to Cora, or are you guys tired? Thank you more, Sam Shamoun. God bless you. Love you too. Are you guys tired? Or do you want me to do? Well, I can't, you know. All right. Let me know. Do you guys want me to continue? Yep. You want me to continue this? All right. I had to, my brothers and sisters. I can't. Because if I say, well, the council's wrong, then that means I'm neither Catholic nor Eastern Orthodox, right? That means I just got myself thrown out of the Catholic Church, and no way I could be Eastern Orthodox. I would be only Oriental Orthodox. But I have to be faithful to what I believe to be true and stay true to my convictions. Okay, so you want me to finish it? All right, let's finish it. Man, that council got me. They got me, that council, dude. Now, let's regroup and go back. Let's regroup and go back. You understand what I'm showing you, right? Because I got to answer. Now, I got to retitle this. Oh, boy, there's a lot of drama. Okay. See? See that? You mean Sam? We ready now? 13. Ecumenical councils. It is what it is. They stumped me. They stumped me, Jack. They stumped me. Okay, you saw, I got to concede the point. Almost done. What an exciting session today. It was a lot of interesting facts. Jake came, and it is what it is. I can't go against the councils. Now, you got to let people grow. Look, you saw, I didn't know everything. When he showed me in the 7th Ecumenical Council, I had to shut up. All right. Acts 10:36.